Welcome back, guys. It's so good to be here on another episode. And today we are going to be talking about teenage years.
Oh, God. What was your teenage years like?
Fun.
Really?
I actually had the best teenage years. Like, if I could go back to my teenage, I would go back.
I had fun.
I'd be like,
What was that? Was that a rewind?
yeah, like wheeling it up.
Lord, I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you because you weren't allowed out of your house. I
wasn't.
had fun. What?
I did.
Was outside all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, man.
I did. You know, I was inside a lot. Like, I didn't spend a lot of time outside.
That's boring.
But no, it's not. Do you know what? My teenage years were literally me in my room doing my nails, doing my facial, deep conditioning my hair, like all the girly things that you can think of. That's what I spent my teenage years doing.
I spent time in my bedroom as well.
Doing what?
Handling business.
You're so silly. You're so silly. Thank God saved you. So, no.
100%.
Yeah, you needed that.
No, but I was outside, man.
Why? I don't...
Raving. I
always
raver.
ask, like, where are people's parents when they're outside? Because I wasn't allowed out.
My mum let me. My mum let me go to house parties.
Really? Because she thought, like,
it's just down the road.
It's not far.
And I would be outside until dumb in the morning.
Yeah. Do you know what it was? I had older brothers, innit? I have my older brothers because... Thank God they're still here. They're a blessing and they're amazing. Yeah. And they saved me from a lot. Like, they saved me from a lot. So because they were, one is 3 years older and one's 2 years older than me. They already knew like the dangers of, in quotes, outside. So
especially Tottenham.
Yeah,
Tottenham
like
Wood
North
Green,
London,
Haringey,
Haringey. And we were sort of like North London, between North London and Hackney, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were a bit of east, and then I had cousins in Walthamstow. So we were sort of like east and north if you know what I mean. And yeah, so because they were older, they knew a lot of the dangers. So straight away, it was just a categoric no. Yeah. I was never going to be an outside teenager. Yeah. Yeah, it was never going to happen.
I loved it. I was at house parties. Yeah. Drinking Lambrini, Bacardi. Yeah. What were all them drinks there?
Yeah, you were enjoying.
What?
I remember Lambrini, Bacardi, Shandy, Pink Lady.
Pink Lady, you're reaching back in the
day, Pink Lady.
I remember Pink Lady.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm basically trying to say is my thing was raving.
Yeah.
We would always go to Soca versus Bashment. Yeah. We'd go to any garage, grime rave, everything. We were there. And the house parties, when the Montserratians came over and they were throwing their little house parties around Tottenham, around MPK and stuff like that. Oh, mate. Oh, man, it was good, man. Good times.
Didn't go to any. So, actually, I remember going to like one or two stuff like Soca v Bashment in Stratford. Yeah. And then there was, do you remember, was it called Champs?
I don't know.
It was just by Hackney, by the roundabout.
Oh, you're talking about Palace Pavilion.
Palace Pavilion, that's it.
You went Palace Pavilion?
I went Palace Pavilion. So I had an older cousin, and she was about 3 to 4 years older than me. Right. So she was going to all of this stuff, and I got to go along with her, even though I was younger. But I was still very shielded from a lot of the stuff that would go on there, if you know what I mean. Like, no one was allowed to talk to me. Like, I didn't actually take part in any of the stuff like smoking and drinking. Not. I wasn't allowed to, but I was just there, like, obviously, like, just seeing all the stuff.
I did all of that.
Oh, my God. Why are you saying that with such a big smile?
Because I did all of that. Like, when I was younger, if I look back on my teenage years, like, if my son was doing some of the stuff that I did when I was a teenager, I'd be like, it'd be a big no. I was blazing, I was bunning weed, I was going raves, I was living it up, man, and I loved every second of it, you know what I'm saying? And then Jesus was just like, yeah, let's put a stop to that. It was good times, though. It was good
Before
times.
you go any further, that is so funny.
Yeah.
No, like I spent a lot of time inside, and as I said, and my cousins, like when I got to go along and like experience some of the stuff, I didn't get to take part, if you know what I mean. And then in my later teenage years, then like we started doing our own thing, like me and my friends in my age group, and that was quite nice. But we were very much kind of like prim and proper, so we did like days out, if you know what I mean, or like if we were going out, we would get fully dressed up, like literally just to go and hang out and chill. Would we go in cinema? Like we actually had things that we were doing, like we weren't just hanging about. And then if I wanted to go to like a party or something, I had to get permission so far in advance. I had to be dropped off there, had to be picked up from
But you'd
there.
have to get permission from like your mum and your brothers.
My brothers, yeah. So I'd ask my mum, and then she would run it by my brothers to see if it's something that's actually like decent. Okay. Yeah.
Fair dues, so adolescence, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, we watched it, but it's been circling. You know, and it's been viral. That's how deep it's been. And number one, I'll say this: great acting.
Oh, brilliant!
Fantastic acting, and I love the fact that it was all shot in one take. But it's impacted, I think, just the nation and just the world. You know, especially for the storyline, and you know, looking back at our teenage years and kind of like looking forward to our son, especially. You know, getting older and becoming a teenager. What are some of the worries that you have?
Do you know what? I feel like for me, it's the thing of like, could I potentially get to a point where I'm out of touch? I like to think at the moment that I kind of like know stuff and I know what's going on. But as time goes on, I'm like, I don't know if like there'll become a point where I'm like completely disconnected from that generation. Do you know what I mean? And understanding like their lingo,
I don't want to understand their lingo.
I don't want to. I suppose I don't want to understand.
But I don't think we have that problem.
I want to understand our child.
I don't think, because you know, he's a little posh boy.
Yeah.
And if he comes out with slang, I'm gonna look at him like, what?
But they will, because of like, you know.
Oh, Dad, that's my brethren. It's like, shut up, man. And stick to friends. Stick to good English, bruv. You sound lame. Oh, Dad, stop, man. That's so bad. That's wicked.
But he'll probably, like, he'll obviously know Jamaican because he's got my mum that actually speaks with a Jamaican accent. Yeah. And my aunties and my cousins and, you know,
well, he mimics
my brothers.
Now,
yeah, oh gosh, yeah. He
even mimics my mum, like his grandma.
Yeah.
And he does the African accent.
Yeah, yeah. He keeps saying, what is this now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who told you this? Like, who told you to say this? Yeah. But I think that's his thing of like trying to.
When I say you worried, like, are you like, what are some of the things that you anticipate, like you're anxious about when it comes to dealing with a teenager?
Nothing. Yeah. Because I feel like I was an easy teenager.
Don't mean that he's gonna be.
I know, but then I just think, you know, God's not going to give me more than I can bear. He's going to reward me for being a good teen.
That's hilarious. I don't actually have any worries with him becoming a teenager.
I don't have any worries about our daughter.
I don't, but she's more fiery.
But I like that because I feel like in your teenage years, you need to be a little bit of a firecracker in order to make it through those years.
Yeah, but she starts stuff.
Yeah, good.
No, that's not good.
Nah, listen.
She starts stuff. Babe, I've seen her. She's an instigator.
No, she needs to instigate so that no one can bad her up.
No.
Listen. Mm-mm. That was me, right?
Instigator.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, as in, okay, I didn't start on people, but people knew, don't play with me. Does that make sense? Because
I think people are going to have that with her.
Yeah,
I think people are going to know.
Exactly.
Because I've seen it already. And like, it's so funny how far involved.
And she has a strong conviction for what she wants and what she wants to do. Yeah. I love that. That was me though. Yeah. As a teenager, I was so sure about what I wanted to. Like, my friends will tell you now. Yeah. They'll tell you, oh my gosh, Leonie has always been the one that wants to get married. She's always been the one that would have children. Like, they knew exactly what I was about from those ages, and that's because I was just so clear and sure about what I wanted to do. But it is that fire that I had in me as well, a little bit of like,
she's definitely got it. I think with our son, I'm not too worried. My thing is, because I've been through teenage years and all of that, early 20s and all that, now 30s and stuff. I know what's coming.
Yeah.
I know what's coming. I know from the minute he turns 9, I know he's going to start experiencing some things.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm there. My thing is, I'm there to be a guide when he needs it.
Yeah.
Because I'll just watch him from afar and I'll be like, I know what's going through. And give him his space. My thing is, I want to respect his space and respect him as a young man, because he's going to be growing into a young man. And I have to respect it and be like, look, man, at some point you're going to want to make your own decisions, and you're going to want to feel like a man. And I have to respect that. I can't just be like, just because I'm your dad, you have to listen to me. I don't want to do that to him. You know what I mean? And I know in those teenage years, there's a potential for us to clash if I approach it wrong.
Yeah.